So I almost got into a fight at the end of this movie. Not just like a war of words, but like an actual physical fight. And that was pretty much the tone of my night. So you don't want to hear about my fight with some douchebag in the theater over PETA. You want to hear about this fucking movie we watched called Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back Again, or The Last Jedi, Return of the Jedi Part 2, whatever you want to call this film. But you can't call it original. What you can call it is a reverse of The Empire Strikes Back and a forward progression of Return of the Jedi. They met in the middle, and then they just fucking degenerated into garbage. So that's as spoiler-free as you're going to get. For some reason, if you listen to this channel and you don't listen to our spoiler shit, okay, whatever. But that's it. I didn't like it. Did anybody here really love it?
No.
The word to describe this film is boring.
No, I hated it.
Yeah, so the best word to describe this film is boring. And stupid. So there you go. Now let's get into the real review. So thanks for watching. If that's all you can handle, go see the movie and be disappointed for yourself. So here we are. This is the official review. God damn it. That's all I can say is God damn it. This fucking movie was way too long. It was poorly paced. It had some of the dumbest moments in Star Wars history. When Princess Leia flew back into that fucking ship.
Yeah, what the fuck was that shit?
It was a space witch. It was weird.
Yeah,
I literally threw my arms up in the air.
I laughed. I tried not laughing too hard in the theater. I was just like, what the fuck's going on right now?
Yeah, she's like floating there, dying in the vacuum of space and freezing, and then all of a sudden, like, her hand just like shoots out, and she like Supermans her way across the fucking span between that and just like onto the deck of the ship.
It's like,
bitch, that's not how space works.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, so when the front got blown off and she got sucked out, when she flew back in and hit the door and they opened it to pull her in, how come they didn't get sucked out too?
Thank you.
Well, okay. Also, remember when the bombs?
She used the Force.
Okay. Remember when the bombs were open on that ship and that girl was like pushing the button, and she was right there when the door was open when the bombs were going out. Space didn't suck her out either. So apparently, space has different properties in Star Wars.
All about the plot, bro. I mean, don't worry though. This is Star Wars, and the Force protects everybody because everyone's a fucking Jedi believer. What the? Well, okay, let's start at the fucking beginning of this movie. So, how did it start? Because the last couple hours of my life have just been a fucking blur of disappointment and anger.
There was a crawl, and then the name, and then Luke, and then the girl, and Kylo Ren was there.
God damn it! Everybody gave a shit performance. Like the part that stood out to me for the worst thing ever was Carrie Fisher's like opening line of dialogue that had to be dubbed by a different actor.
Oh yeah.
Her voice is dog. Look, I don't care how you feel about her death or her life. Her voice is dog shit. As an old woman, her voice was dog shit. Harrison Ford's voice was dog shit. Mark Hamill's voice was dog shit. It's just called age, and it fucking happens to everybody. And she sounded so distorted and fucked up. It's just like, what? And like she just like prances around, like not even prances around the screen. She just like shuffles around the screen and sits there, and it's like she's like your grandma, like, hey, come have a sit with Leia. Like we're gonna sit with Leia, and she's gonna save the rebellion. First off, how the fuck did the rebellion lose? They fucking won. They beat the Empire in the end of Return of the Jedi. We'll never know how they got to this. All the resistance, all the First Order. What happened? There was never like an explanation in any of these movies.
Yeah, like the Republic was restored. Everything in the galaxy was the Republic, so what the fuck?
Well, I just love it too. I like just random people just fucking randomly showed up in the movie.
Oh, like Yoda?
Like, yeah,
dude,
and then
Yoda looked like shit.
Yes, he did.
They found that.
And we're just gonna pretend that he can control the fucking lightning. And it's just like, wait, hold up, what?
Yeah, Yoda's a fucking arsonist ghost.
I literally just shook my head at that part. I was like, really? Really? So we're just going to pretend that all the
as soon
Jedi
as
who were
Yoda came on the
spirits-
screen, fucking Jess started laughing at him.
The parts I laughed at the most were the most inappropriate parts, and I found them genuinely funny. Like when Rey tried to force pull the lightsaber and it hit her in the fucking head. I was like,
that was hysterical.
I was like, you fucking
actually, the movie started out with the space battle. They were all the Resistance was leaving the planet. They were trying to get away, and then
that was fine.
They were trying to carpet bomb a massive Star Destroyer.
And speaking of which, that's not how space works again, because the bombs wouldn't just fall out of the ship. They would just, float.
They didn't have thrusters on them either. It's not like they had anything to...
Yeah, I was
there was nothing to push them towards the dreadnought or whatever it was.
You mean the Super Star Destroyer from Empire Strikes Back?
Dreadnought. Yeah.
Well, then in the other movies, they have fucking faster bombers. They have the fucking Y-Wings. All of a sudden, we need really slow ships that crawl towards the bad guys because plot. Like, what? So everyone just say, fuck Y-Wings. We don't need bombers. We need these fucking slow-ass motherfuckers that are the worst ships in the history of Star Wars. Because we need tension.
And why were those ships like 5 minutes behind Poe? Like, as soon as he started his run, they should have already been right behind him. Why did they start as soon as he's like, all right, go now? Like, they're like, oh, what shit? Wait, now? Like right now? Like this?
Because they were too busy making Poe just a random asshole the entire fucking movie.
He's a completely different
Captain Troll.
He's just being a dick the entire movie. I'm just like, and then there were so many things that the characters did that fucking didn't matter. It's like, well, we want to make it 2.5 hours, so we're gonna make this one plot point, and then it just doesn't fucking matter. And it would have made sense for him to be like, and then the chick's being a random asshole. Like, we're on a war together, but I can't tell you anything. Like, wait, what?
That was 3 hours of garbage, not 2.5.
It was too much, is what it was. We can get into semantics later.
It was really too long.
It was the longest Star Wars movie. It was the most boring Star Wars movie. Like, I know when we did the prequel drunk commentaries, which part 3 will be out tomorrow. Actually, today, folks. The biggest crime of the prequels was that they were boring. This was boring and illogical. And it was the most poorly paced Star Wars film, the most poorly structured Star Wars film.
So melodramatic.
The worst part for me, and I said this in the theater, and this is what almost spawned my fight, Dion, is right in the middle when they're at that fucking casino and they're talking about those animals and how they're abused, and then it happens to show animal abuse and child abuse at the same scene.
Why?
When did Star Wars become a platform for 2017 politics and agendas?
No, there was also the point in the ship with fucking that dude where he's like, oh, the person on the ship sold parts to both sides of the war. It's like, we don't fucking care. We do not fucking care about that. We just care about, the lore of this, which they fucked up already. We don't care about the fucking, the small shit. We just don't fucking care.
Well, but why did we
I immediately went, why the fuck are we talking about war politics on who sells who to shit? This isn't Warlord. Nicolas Cage isn't here.
Lord of War, you motherfucker.
Whatever. Who gives a shit?
What I cared about, though, is, that entire subplot between Rose and Finn was irrelevant. In no way did that serve anything. If anyone sits in the comments and goes, it was so important to their character development, first off, who is she? Nobody. Who is he? A fucking one-note joke that had his whole character arc completed at the end of this movie when Captain Phasma died. There's nothing he needs to do.
If you want to be fair, everybody's a nobody in this movie, apparently.
Oh, we'll get into all that shit. Don't worry, I have a whole fucking rant to get on. Fuck you, internet, and your stupid Snoke theories. For every Watch Mojo, The Richest, every fucking Screen Rant article, every Collider Jedi Council episode that fucking took hours of people's lives to go on about who is Snoke, who is right. Fuck all of you, because you have wasted your time, my time, millions of people's time. So fuck everyone that sat at a computer screen and went on about, I think Snoke is this person, I think it's Darth Plagueis, I think it's this person. Fuck everybody, because you're all fucking wrong. It was a fucking waste of fucking time, and I'm done saying fuck for a while, so fuck all you people, alright? Back to this movie. All I wanted to make a point was, that fucking animal scene was the dumbest thing in any Star Wars movie. Dumber than any Jar Jar, dumber than any Mary Sue bullshit with Rey. That fucking animal scene served no purpose to this movie. Nothing. Oh, we had to see the casino get destroyed. Why? Because we have to talk about, the rich are evil. Who gives a shit? No, that was never a part of Star Wars. But it's about expanding the universe, guys. No. It's about the eternal struggle of good versus evil. This gray shit that they're going off isn't interesting. This whole confliction between Rey and Kylo Ren is kind of stupid, and we'll get into that. Oh my gosh,
that was so mellow, fucking dramatic, and they literally have a scene where they're sitting there and they touch hands, and she's like, "Oh, well, I saw your future." I'm like, "Bitch, you learned about the Force a fucking week ago." And I love how the movie specifically makes fun of the fact that he lost to her when she hasn't held a lightsaber, and then they just don't address it. She's killing the Praetorian guards. She's just as good as a lightsaber.
No. love how she audibly goes out when like she gets poked by one of the guards. Like,
oh yeah, look at Empire in Attack of the Clones, Anakin and Luke lose a hand and an arm respectively. She gets a scratch on her fucking shoulder. That is true equality, guys. No real adversity. No, I've lost my weapon. I'm fucking down. No, it's hey, I got a scratch on my arm and I'm just gonna run away. Like, hey, that's modern Disney movies. That's Disney movies in a fucking nutshell. And Dion, I thought of you the entire time I was watching this movie because you and I don't have one of those gay force connections like they do, but like when there's bullshit afoot, I know 300 miles north, Dion Green is sitting there going, "What the fuck?" Did you have a lot of those moments tonight?
Oh my god, there were so many, and like I'm just like, people just keep fucking showing up in this movie, and they do things. It doesn't fucking matter. Literally minutes later, I'm like, what is going on? Did they watch this and they were like, "Yep, this is good. This is good. No, print this shit." I'm like, wait, what the fuck is happening? They literally make fun of the fact that she never, and then she just never trains. She does 3 fucking lessons with Luke Skywalker, and she can fucking force pull, and she can force throw the fucking bad guy. I'm like, she can fuck. I sense the conflict in you. How the fuck do you sense anything? Luke had to go through an entire movie, and he still fucking lost to the bad guy. You go in and, I'm gonna turn the other bad guy, even though I met him 4 days ago. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the timing of this movie is even more wonky than The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Like, for every episode where I've bitched about, how long does Empire Strikes Back take over? Like, how long is the time frame of that movie? Is it weeks? Is it days? Is it months? Does Luke only change for a couple of days? This one starts moments after the last movie ends. Like, it doesn't actually work because it starts with her meeting Luke again on the planet. So are we supposed to assume that the Resistance... Like, the way the last movie set it up, when the Resistance was, like, at the base relaxing, she had already gone off to find Luke, and they found each other there. So now we're supposed to, like... It should have been flipped, where the movie started with her, then it shows a passage of time, and then the Resistance is fighting. Because if they even have to exist, it needs to make sense in that term. It's like, hey, there's always an internal struggle, and I'll get into that more. Okay, so were any of your biggest complaints with The Force Awakens addressed in this movie?
No. None. Fucking none.
Nothing at all.
No.
This was the most, like, inconsequential Star Wars film ever. I don't know why it exists. It doesn't... Like CNN said, and I can't believe I'm quoting CNN, but they said it falls closer to Attack of the Clones than The Empire Strikes Back. This movie isn't anything. It's the most hollow soul... Like, it's not as... Okay, The Force Awakens is terrible. But I was blindsided by it, and I didn't realize it would be that bad. I knew what Disney Star Wars was now, and this just was, like, hollow. And is it dumber than the last one? I don't know. I don't want to watch either one again. Like, maybe for Patreon down the road we'll do a drunk commentary, but other than that, I don't need to see this movie ever again. Like, it adds nothing.
It reminds me of that episode of South Park where they raped Indiana Jones.
Oh, God.
I just feel like they're raping Star Wars.
Well, okay, so last time everyone was so happy with the Force Awakens when they left. This one, it wasn't like that. A lot of the humor didn't
No
hit
one
with
said
this movie.
shit in my theater. Everyone was like literally, when she does the force pull through space, everyone goes, what? And then when the movie was over, everyone just kind of got up and started walking out. Like, no one was excited. It was hilarious.
You had a much
People in our
better
theater
audience than
kept
we did.
clapping.
Yeah.
And I literally said like 5 or 8 times out loud, "Shut up."
Well, you said a lot, Phil, but nobody really listens.
They did on that one.
Just you, Nick.
Yeah.
No, behind me
there was a lot of clapping.
Yeah, behind me there were a couple of guys talking before the movie. I got there about 30 minutes beforehand, and they were talking about the first movie, like, oh, every time I watch Force Awakens now, I hate it more and more, and I'm just like, good, let the evil flow through you.
Right,
Because it's just like, okay, good, they're all waking up now. That's about fucking time. And they're like, oh, Rogue One's still pretty good. I love that movie. And then the other guy's like, well, the last 5 minutes are good. That's about it. It's like, okay, I get that.
The last 5 minutes of this movie are some of the worst of any Star Wars film.
Oh God, I love how she disappears and then comes back in the Millennium Falcon. I know she does it. I know it happens, but like, there's no like, she's gone and then she's there again. It's kind of weird.
I did, and I'll admittedly find myself cheering when they were getting shot at. And the Falcon shows up and starts shooting TIE fighters. That I actually went yes, because it was Chewie flying it. And then when she was working the gun, and I was like, God damn it. Like, I just hate. They're trying to make her a mixture between Luke and Han, and it's like they even have her look back and go, Chewie! I'm like, you do not fucking do so. And I'm the only one that thought that the Porgs looked like absolute shit.
They looked
They
fake.
looked like shit toys.
Oh god, I loved when
horrible.
Chewbacca tried to cook them and eat them.
Dude, there was some fucking clown behind us that every time the Porgs were on, it was, aww, and Jeff and I went, boo.
I was gonna say a lot of people were booing at the Porgs. Like
Yeah.
when they first showed up on screen, people did boo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a Porg video that's pasted to our Twitter and our Facebook page, so please share that with everybody.
Yeah, if you hate those little motherfuckers as much as we do, watch me kill one. That's the plug.
God,
that's it.
They look so fucking shitty.
Yeah,
But Dion, I would have been okay with that scene had the Porg not been like. I was like, that's what ruined it.
Yeah, and those fucking big ass stupid anime sad eyes they kept showing, and Chewie's trying to have his dinner.
I just wished they would stop with the fucking humor in this movie. I don't need a deadly serious Star Wars film, but it doesn't work.
Very few parts are actually funny.
Yeah, the beginning,
every scene,
the beginning part with Poe, I was like, he's trying to be funny again, like in the first movie. In the beginning, he's trying to be funny again. I was like, no.
See, I like that in The Force Awakens. That part I thought was funny, but this one, it's like, oh, so the general dude's a fucking idiot. He just keeps going. Can you hear me? Why? Real life it's a grain of salt, but anyone else would just shy at him instead of fucking giving into this bullshit back and forth. Can you hear me? Can you
Verizon,
hear me?
motherfucker?
I'm like, oh my god, that was so fucking dumb. And then of course the slow ass bombers come out of nowhere.
Well, Dion, here's a problem with all Disney movies. I don't care who you are. There are no credible villains. I don't care how much you enjoyed Cate Blanchett or how much you like Loki or how much you think this or that's great. Every villain isn't taken seriously. They never have a time to come back and show their dominance. Darth Vader didn't make a single fucking joke in any of the Star Wars movies. The real ones. The non-Disney Star Wars movies. Darth Vader never cracked a fucking joke. Never made a pun.
One joke in the Rogue One.
And that's not even an official Star Wars movie in my mind anymore. But Darth Vader was intimidating as shit. You didn't know if he was a robot. You didn't know if he was a man. You knew at one point some shit happened. He kills his own guys. He can't be stopped. He takes out Luke Skywalker. He's like invincible. There is no threat to these characters. Every villain is undermined. There's no single credible threat. Like, why do I care about these characters' struggle and plight if the people they're going up against are a fucking joke? General Hux is a fucking joke. They ruined Kylo Ren 2 years ago by making him a fucking cuck. These characters aren't entertaining at all. They're written by idiots.
Yeah, and now Kylo Ren was a dumb cuck in this movie. I was just like, really, dude? Come the fuck on.
Yeah, I don't know if I hated him more in this one or the last one.
More in this one.
It's close because he was way more whiny in this one.
Yeah,
he was more involved in this one.
Now let's get into it. Even though I went off on my little rant a moment ago, Snoke, what a fucking waste! Like, what do you guys?
That was a waste. What the fuck?
Oh my god, the biggest
2
waste.
years down the toilet.
Also, as powerful as he was, he couldn't feel Kylo like spinning the lightsaber and then like flipping the switch from that far away. He couldn't feel that all of a sudden. Like, come the fuck.
I will say,
the thing was shaking next to him.
And I appreciate them trying something, to come out of left field. Like, I appreciate that. But for them to fucking create this character and make everyone, where's he from? And then just fucking kill him in the next movie. In the very next fucking movie. It's like, why did you have him anyway? What was his point besides to further the fucking plot? One more example of that, someone just showing up. In these movies, someone just showing up, no explanation. We're not going to say where he's from or who he is. We're just going to cut him in half. And then that joke where the top half of his body falls down, I was like, fuck you, Star Wars.
Yeah, that's not Star Wars. There's no humor like that. When, what's-his-face got his head cut off, Count Dooku, he just slumped over and died. That was it.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a 5-minute scene later where his hand came out and crawled and grabbed his lightsaber or something stupid. It was just like, hey, that's it.
He could be like Leia and just, use the Force, pull himself back together.
So, is it me, or was he just... wasn't that entire scene ripped out directly of Return of the Jedi, including the fucking music? That da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yep.
And that was Return of the Jedi.
They even had the fucking look out the window, and the Republic's going to get destroyed. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
You literally stole that fucking line from the other movie, and I can't, and nothing like overall. I think I would have liked it, but there were so many fucking story issues. I'm like, what the fuck is stop doing these things just so you can be like, oh yeah, that was from the original trilogy. Oh, we're gonna have Yoda just fucking show up. Oh yeah, he was in Empire too.
Oh no! Don't forget R2-D2's projection on the floor of Leia from the '77 movie.
Oh my god!
I was like, fuck you right now.
You mean the CGI one that wasn't even the original footage from the first movie?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I was just like, oh, fuck you and your nostalgia trip.
It's retarded. I mean, I know everyone's like, oh, Carrie Fisher, it's such an honor to see her on screen. Carrie, I hate to break it down to you people, and I'm not trying to be cold-hearted. Carrie Fisher was known for two things, Princess Leia and cocaine. Don't act like she was your favorite actress. You've seen her in maybe 4 or 5 films, 3 Star Wars movies, The Blues Brothers, and that one scene from Austin Powers. Don't you dare tell me how Postcards from the Edge is your favorite fucking book, or how her script rewrites have changed cinema. You don't know dick about her. You get caught up in the emotional zeitgeist. You want to be a part of what's big right now, so you act like you're so touched by Carrie Fisher. Unless you're a fucking... I hate to say it, but like Brian Lake probably rubbed a couple out the Princess Leia back in the day. A lot of people that are going on about her death are like 15 years old and weren't even alive when the prequels were out in the beginning. So don't give me this fucking shit about how for Carrie and our princess and all this other dumb shit like these people fucking post on the internet. It's virtue signaling. I hate to use the phrase, but it's grave standing. Don't act like Carrie Fisher being in this movie elevated it, first off, because she didn't do dick. She laid in a bed for part of it, and her voice is shot to shit, and she just kind of looked off into the camera. What did she bring to the story, guys? What element of the old Carrie Fisher was there that made you go, Princess Leia's cool? She was fucking cool in the first 3 movies. One of the best, 3rd best character in terms of like character development and shit. But not in this movie.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember the end of the film. Did Leia die?
No. She should have.
Okay.
Because she's really dead, but no.
As I say, yeah, she's really dead. Why didn't they kill her off?
Because Disney actually, I think they came out and said it was in bad taste to kill her, but it's like, she's fucking dead. What are you guys doing? Like,
yeah,
it's not going to beat the next one.
There's going to be another paragraph added to the crawl of part 9 that's going to be like, oh yeah, Leia died. My bad.
Either that or they'll just CGI her in and just Akbar her. And just, hey, look, there's Admiral Akbar, and then you don't see him again. All of a sudden, boom, the bridge blows up. Oh, Akbar's dead. So maybe
what
let's do something
a waste
like
of a fucking character.
I honestly don't remember seeing him in the film.
He was there. He was there.
He was the 1 mile called mine.
Yeah, and also, what was with Snoke's Red Room of Pain? What was with that?
It was supposed to be visually cool, but visuals don't... Okay, here's the thing about these movies. They're hung up on the visual spectacle. The old Star Wars movies were about emotion. A lightsaber duel isn't about the glitz, the glamour, and the flash. It's about what the fight represents. A New Hope's lightsaber fight is not that entertaining, but it's the 2 old foes coming together one last time, clashing. It's a distraction, I understand that, but it's still a master and apprentice coming back together after 19 years and all this other shit, so that has weight to it. Empire Strikes Back is probably the best lightsaber duel. It has so much weight. It's Vader toying with Luke, trying to get him to join the dark side. There's so much. And then Return of the Jedi is Luke at his full powers, fighting back, almost becoming evil by looking at his hand and seeing Darth Vader's mechanical hand and seeing what he could become and all this stuff. And there's so much going on. This lightsaber duel was the weakest lightsaber fight I've ever seen.
Definitely.
Even the last movie had a better lightsaber duel. This wasn't so much a lightsaber duel as like... remember that scene I always bitch about, Dion, in the Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin and Obi-Wan hold their hands up and they fly across the screen?
Yep.
It's essentially a 20-minute or like a 5-minute version of that. I wanted so much more. Like, first off, I wanted a decent original story. If anyone comes at me and says, the story's original, let's break it down, people. How is it original? The Empire chasing after the rebels. Oh my god. It's literally the Empire Strikes reversed. Instead of starting out at a base, they go to the base, and they're being chased the whole time. Okay, there's that. Rey's trained on Ahch-To. It's like Luke being trained on Dagobah. Even Yoda shows up. Let's see, what else? There's a speeder, and there's walkers, and the only original part was the casino part, and they even played music that sounded very reminiscent of the Cantina music, so friggin' Dan and the modal notes are still around. And what else was there to this movie? Why was Captain Phasma back? Talk about a lame character.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yeah, she just shows up. Remember, she just shows up.
She shows up.
She's not used in the rest of the movie. She's so cool. She's literally in the not even in the last 25% of the movie, and then she just falls to death.
I think she had like 5, maybe 8 minutes of screen time.
If that, she had like three lines of dialogue. Because okay, we haven't even talked about Luke yet, and we will. Because there's one moment in this movie that I thought was great, and it's only a Luke Skywalker moment. But so these characters don't feel like they're in danger, and they don't feel like they have any goals. Like, why is Rey trained to be a Jedi? Oh, I'm hollow and empty on the inside. Okay. Why did Luke train to be a Jedi? I want to be a Jedi like my father before me. He wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. What compels Rey? Kathleen Kennedy. That's what compels Rey. Nothing.
That paycheck.
A paycheck and an agenda. Well, we can go into the fucking trailers and those other bullshit I had to sit through. If this is the future of entertainment now that Disney owns Fox, you better pray that Warner Bros. And Universal get their shit together and start making some really awesome entertainment.
We're gonna be WCBS book reviews here real soon. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, we'll just start making our own videos and more shit that people can watch and be like, I'm 17 years old. I don't really need to watch a fucking Pixar movie. Well, I'll just go on YouTube and I'll watch some world-class bullshitters and I'll be fucking entertained. It'll be better than going to a movie. Because this movie is the harbinger of doom for what the future of entertainment is. Now, I know everyone's thinking, Jeff, you're blowing it out of proportion, man. No, this is what Disney wants. This is a modern Disney product. Back in the day, it was Goofy and Mickey and Minnie and all these other annoying fucking anthropomorphic animals, and they were ripping off a fairy tale or a Christmas movie or something like that. And that was a Disney product. And now it's, let's buy up what we can, let's retell the story differently, and then we'll just put it out there, and everyone will remember the old one, and then they'll like the new one because it's just like the old one. And that doesn't work with me. It never has, and it never will.
Yeah, not to mention today in itself has kind of been a shit day as well. You have net neutrality dying. You have the deal with Fox and Disney going through, and then this movie comes out. You're just like, what the fuck is going on?
We're being shit on.
All right, Wayne.
Today was a weird fucking day.
I was actually hoping that the government would intervene and be like, no, Disney, you cannot buy Fox. It's too much of a...
apparently there's something go through a step that is the government process. And then they'll probably let it go because, it's the government.
Folks, write your congressman, all 8,040 of you, write every letter you can to the congressman and be like, don't let Fox be bought by Disney. It's the end of entertainment.
And also, please bring back net neutrality because we kind of need
Real quick on a side note, I honestly think that Google will get aggressive with their Google Fiber plan because they have all that money, and they'll just offer old school internet. And they'll just be like, we make a promise. We will never throttle anything. And then Google Fiber can put out a lot of telecom companies. Because I don't need cable, I just need the internet.
God, I hope so.
But that's a topic for a regular world-class bullshitters episode. This is episode 102, Star Wars talk. So, we're talking about these characters. Kylo Ren, we'll start with him because apparently he's the bad guy. Did you guys find him entertaining?
No. I mean, outside the fight with the guards was cool, but he was just as whiny. I killed him. Come stand by my side. Oh, look at my shirt, and I'm sweaty.
What the hell was that all about? It's like, please put on a shirt. What the fuck?
I kind of was hoping would have been great if when they were doing that back and forth, it shows Rey. She's standing there on the side of the hill talking, and then it shows him, and he's just kind of sitting there. And then it shows her, and she's doing something else. And then it comes back to him, and he's just sitting there taking a shit. I would have found that entertaining if he's just sitting there you could see me in what I'm doing right now. Look, I'm taking a shit.
I wish that would have been the case with this movie.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Show these characters as actual humans and not stereotypes and cutouts. Like Han Solo had more depth than anybody. He showed pride, he showed anger, he showed jealousy, just in small moments, but he still acted real. Luke showed that, the little tiff between him and Luke at the beginning of Empire about, who loves Leia more. Added elements of drama and emotion to this. These characters are like, where's Rey? She's my friend. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that everyone knows everybody. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God, you're Finn, you're Rey. You're a character I should know. No, bitch, you work on pipes. You don't know this motherfucker. This movie takes place days later.
Dude, two smoking pipes. Let's be honest.
God, I did not like her at all. She was a very unlikable character. Even her sacrifice at the end was stupid.
I don't.
That
think
was the
that
one
girl
moment I
smoked
liked.
pipes.
That was the one
I don't
time
think that. I think that girl's a virgin.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's entirely the problem.
She seemed like she lived in the pipe room. It's like she was born there.
She's like that creature that's with Scotty in the new Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
I actually wish I was watching those movies. For as much as I hate J.J. Abrams, those at least keep a pace.
One, maybe two, but not three.
That's not even him. Yeah. That Tarantino one's going to be off the hook, though.
Dude, I'm waiting for the N word and just like lasers.
Dion, I have to believe in something.
The minute they gave it to the guy from Fast and Furious and he had to have a motorcycle scene in there, I was just like, God damn it! What did they do to my Star Trek? What the fuck?
That one's bad. And I bought it on Blu-ray because it was $2 and I had to complete the set. So we've discussed Kylo Ren, though. He didn't develop as a character. He didn't grow. Every character's supposed to grow as you learn more. They're supposed to have more layers. Kylo Ren
kind of reminded of Anakin and Padme. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
I thought it was a lame attempt at Empire's Darth and Luke scene on the Cloud City catwalk.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a badass character. Like, even when Luke, like, Force appeared at the end, I wasn't that impressed. I don't know how to, like, I didn't think that was, like, this big epic standoff. It's like, why can't we literally just have a straight-up fucking fight?
There's always an asterisk. There's always a fucking asterisk in this movie.
Because reasons.
Like, Luke's here, but he's doing a mental projection, and then he just randomly disappears.
No. I love it when he's on the rock and he falls over and he's like, and he's going away or he's dying, whatever. The fate of him and then like his coat going down was the lamest shit I'd ever seen. I laughed so fucking hard when I watched it. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I will give this movie credit, though. The best scene in all of Disney Star Wars movies is when he looked off into the twin sunset, and it was like full circle. I got that. Yeah. That was cool. That was like, finally, something fucking... That's the kind of shit I wanted to see in this movie. I don't need to see Han Solo still fighting everybody off at 80 years old. But what I do need to see is respect for these characters, because Disney, I don't care how much you think your shit doesn't stink. The money you're making is built off of those characters and the love people had for them. The lack of respect you show them turns off people. If you guys would have made... I didn't mind Disney owning Star Wars. When they started making it is when I had the problem. If you would have had the respect for Han and Luke that you had for Leia because she's this old lady, like, I wouldn't be bitching about this. You don't portray your characters in any good ways. Luke is a fucking curmudgeonly old bastard the whole movie.
He doesn't even seem upset when he finds out Han's dead.
He abandoned his friends. He fucking disappeared when the rebellion needed him because he was fucking scared. And it's like, okay, so now whatever Luke did in the original trilogy just doesn't matter now. He fucking gave up everything.
Also, he still didn't have enough force powers to pull the goddamn X-Wing out of the water.
That pissed me off too. I wanted to see him pull out of the water. I wanted to see that.
Like they showed it in the water, and I was like, really? Doesn't have the powers to do that? Come the fuck on. And
then we're gonna make it sound like you need to go find Luke Skywalker, and then we kill him in the second movie. So we're gonna have another goddamn Mary Sue moment where she just teaches herself how to be a fucking Jedi.
Yep.
She knows how to fight now already.
Speaking of her experiences, did anybody else understand why she did the thing in the cave with the mirrors and had all the...
Because they wanted to wrap up that stupid-ass storyline about her fucking parents, and that was another thing they wasted everyone's fucking time on.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Who are her parents? We need to know. And then it's just... Oh, well, they sold you, and they're dead on Jakku. I'm like, then why the fuck did you make a big deal out of it for an entire fucking movie?
I hope there's space drunkards.
There was even video of Disney really being like, "Oh, I know who her parents are. It's really easy. I can't believe everybody else doesn't know." Bitch, they're nobody. You were sold for fucking drug money.
Yeah. Why even have that part of the storyline? Why?
What they
should have just had her parents get killed by the First Order, and then that's it. Don't fucking mention them. Don't go on for an entire fucking first movie trying to create this drama about who's her father, who are her parents. We're gonna show the ship flying off in the distance, and then the only attention you give to it are two shadows walking up on a piece of fucking glass rock, and then Kylo Ren's dumbass going, They were nobody. Like, how the fuck would he even know that?
Dude, I honestly...
Because they touch fingertips in their mind, Dion.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
they're just like,
to me,
they're dead in the ditch. Like, how the fuck would you know they're dead in the ditch, idiot?
Yeah, that whole thing it smacks of like SJW shit, where it's like, it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are, as long as you have faith and believe in yourself, you can be. Yeah, as long as you believe, you can become anything you want. Little girls, especially.
I mean, honestly, that was.
But they touched on it on the other movies. Fucking Luke was living with his aunt and uncle. The fucking Empire kills him. Leia, her dad, as far as you know, is a senator, and he's on Alderaan, and he gets fucking blown up. They don't even fucking mention it with Han Solo. They couldn't just give, like, one quick thing in the story. They had to fucking drag this shit about her parents out because apparently they wanted to prove that it was a big part of the story, but then not fucking really.
I think, look, that is a problem with this movie, and I'm not defending it, but I think that's also a problem from the internet. We live in this era where everybody wants to be involved. Like, it's not enough to go watch Star Wars. You need to write your own little piece of Star Wars, and then you're that fucking idiot with your little lightsaber and your fucking cloak and your slippers and your t-shirt, and you're going, yay, I helped Star Wars. Look at motherfucker. The only thing you helped is help it make money. You're not important to these people. Your little theories and the videos you make on the internet about said theories are a waste of time. I don't make videos about, hey, I think this is going to happen with Star Wars. All I know is that I take what Disney's done, and I know it's just going to be disappointing because it's fucking Disney Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy is not creative. She's not fucking creative. We spent 2 years, and who's Rey? Who's this? Who's that? We'll never... It's done. It's nothing. What does this next movie lead to? At least this next movie is completely, like... It has to be completely original. But again, it's J.J. Abrams, so... Probably not going to be.
It's going to be a box of mysteries that he bought real cheap. That's what it's going to be.
And here's the thing, JJ. You have to finish this because they've announced it 3 times that this new trilogy, 9, 10, 11, or 10, 11, 12, will be a completely new trilogy, not helmed or not connected to anything that you've done. So what? Here's the thing, though. What's the end of the story? Like, when Empire ended, you knew that Luke was going to have to come back and defeat Darth Vader. Well,
she beats Kylo Ren. Yeah, I said this for The Force Awakens. We already know that she's a better Force eater. She's a better swordsman than him. She's going to fight him and she's going to beat him. There's no, and you know the specifics. You know, whatever. I don't care. It'll probably be some like mixture of Return of the Jedi and Rogue One or some dumb shit. But they've proven over and over again that she's better than him. So there's no reason to care about what's going to happen, even though we know what's going to happen. She's going to beat him. She's just going to. They might do some thing where she scratches her arm or her fucking kneecap gets scraped, but she's going to beat him.
They made fucking Finn a better swordsman than him. I mean, yeah, he got the advantage, but you know, you've never seen a Sith get touched by anything in any other Star Wars movie, and Finn was able to hit him with a lightsaber.
You know, too, if you go by that logic, the Praetorian Guards are better lightsaber fighters than Rey because they were able to kick her ass when she had training. With no training, Rey just rolled up and fucked up Kylo Ren. I think deep down Disney knows. Like, one thing I can honestly say about Disney, for all the dumb shit they make, they are not dumb. They know how dumb people can be, so they play to your emotions. They give you the formulaic, oh, it's kind of serious, here's a joke, to bring it down, to make you relaxed and calm, so the kids can go out and buy the toys, which people aren't fucking buying. I don't care, oh, it's Christmas, the shelves are going to be stocked. Look, when shit's in high demand, you can't find it. They order this shit months in advance. They produce this shit months in advance. So it sits on warehouse stocks, and they produce it what they think the demand's going to be. And 9 times out of 10 when you go into these stores, it's the same shit that has been sitting there. But that's not my point. The point I'm making is about, excuse me, with her, it's like, you know, the Praetorian Guards and everything is like a response to the Force Awakens fight. And it's too late, because everyone and their mother saw that movie. You can't go back and change that. Like a movie, you can't have a mulligan. You can't put out the special edition. What's the excuse? Well, technology's advanced. No, it's 2017. The movie came out in 2015. What technology's changed? Well, it's a different form of this. Fuck off. Like, you can't fix it. You've already fucked it up. There's nowhere to go. I'm not interested. Luke's journey was his journey to become a Jedi. This chick's journey's been over for 2 movies. Like, what in the fuck?
Pretty much.
Anger and loud noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you're talking about the Praetorian Guards. You know, like, yeah, they were better, way better swordsmen than Kylo Ren was. Man, it was idiotic.
It was wasteful.
By the way, Nick, earlier you asked what the point in that room was.
Yeah.
That's Snoke's rape room.
Okay, see, that's the
They
thing.
had whips. And...
Yeah. See, I thought I saw a riding crop or two back in the corner there. That's what I thought. I was making sure. So yeah, okay. So he brings his space bitches down there and fucks them. Good to know.
Yeah, like
Bitches.
Mario Batali's got his rape room at his restaurant in New York, so Snoke has his rape room
At the casino.
at the casino. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go
I'll
gambling.
rape you and then I'll go free some animals.
And then we're gonna go gamble on the long-eared ponies.
Oh my god. What the hell were those things? Jesus.
Horse
Space
rabbits?
Horse
Rabbits?
They were also in space, though, so they were what? Spore rabbits?
Spore rabbits.
There you go.
Spore rabbits.
I'll take it.
Jeff said his positive about the movie. I'll say my positive. The only thing I really liked in this movie was the cruiser taking off at light speed through
That
snow.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was yeah.
That was
Well,
fucking sick.
I liked it for a second, and then they did their whole anime thing with it, and then I was like, nah, you had me for like 2 seconds, and then you did this whole anime bullshit with it, and it's like, I'm good now. You fucked up.
Yeah, and you know what? They actually were going back to some of the classic Star Wars wipes and dissolves, and I'm like, okay, I get it. They've updated this. This is what I wanted to see. Presentation-wise, I'm sold on this so far. From a technical aspect, the movie was fine. The last one just looked shitty. Like, it looked like a poorly shot TV show. The sets were contrived. It was kind of boring. Because here's the thing. All these people like Collider and Screen Junkies, which are all one and the same, you're not really critics. What you guys are is paid advertising, and you're very kind and calm towards these movies because you really don't have your own opinion. It's like you get a sheet, and they'll probably say, like, talk about these points, and we'll let you into the premiere, and then you'll make money from that. So you're worried about, covering your asses. But everyone and everything that this movie is sold on is, besides the nostalgia, it's practical effects, guys. We actually had real sets. You know what? That's fine. George Lucas went overboard with the prequels and the CGI. I'm not going to defend that. But you don't have a story to tell. The narrative of your fucking movies and the production is practical effects and real sets. That's not a fucking movie. But everyone buys into that bullshit. All these 45-year-old men that are like, oh my god, I remember when I was 8 and my parents weren't divorced and I saw Star Wars. It's great. I'm back there mentally. Like, fuck you, you bald piece of shit. I don't give a fuck about your parents. This movie, it has logical gaps. Oh, but that's a real droid. R2-D2's really there on set. He doesn't have rockets in his arms. I don't give a shit. The rockets in the arms are retarded, but R2-D2 just being there doesn't elevate the fucking movie. Like, you fucking Luke, calm down. Like, these people, they don't worry about the story. The story to me is paramount. Like, if you can't have a good story in a fucking movie, I'll need to watch it. Exactly. Oh, we don't need a good story. We need practical effects and real sets. That's what J.J. Abrams sold you on. That's what this fucking movie sold you on. And it also sold you on Luke Skywalker, who was a fucking wasted opportunity. Let's talk about Luke. Dion, you're the biggest Star Wars fan on here along with me. How disappointed were you with Luke?
I was incredibly disappointed. They like I say it all the time. He acts outside of character. Everything he did in previous movies doesn't matter. And they did their best to make him this grumpy old man. Like, they tried to make him into Mr. Miyagi, where the whole time he's the Jedi need to end. The Jedi need to end. Oh, Master Yoda, I'm gonna burn it down. I'm like, why are you fucking whining? Why the fuck are you whining? And then he just well, everything you said is wrong. I'm a grumpy old man. Look at my hand. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Luke. This is a waste of opportunity. He doesn't do anything to the end of the fucking movie. Doesn't do anything until the end of the movie. And they're like, oh, we're just gonna keep filming the back of his head because we need the scene of him walking away in front of everything. Oh, you're there. You're trained. Okay, I'm gonna walk away now. Oh,
I have a question for you, Dion. Go ahead, Phil.
Yep.
I was gonna say his only good moment was that quip he made at Rey.
Which one?
Which one? He made a lot. He was the grumpy old man.
the where the little creatures are cleaning the Jedi temple or whatever.
Oh,
and she's like, I don't think they like me, and he's like, I can't imagine why.
I laughed at that one because I can't stand her fucking character. Like,
Oh,
her and her fat fucking neck and her round fucking face and her. Don't die in real life, but just like quit acting tomorrow. Just Find some dude, get knocked up, and be like, I'm done. Just don't fucking come back. You are a shit actress. There was a point, the moment where she stood next to the Falcon before Kylo Ren connected her with her through the Force, she just looked like she was waiting for the director to say action. She was just like, Like, I was like, is this really fucking on the screen? This is one of the most expensive movies ever made. Why is this your fucking lead? Why her?
Horrible. Her expressions are they're the same.
Why not a sexy blonde? Why not some random Asian chick? No, we gotta have some white girl with brown hair that looks like Natalie Portman and Princess Leia. Like,
yeah.
She's not related to them though.
Jeff, we got the random Asian chick, Rose.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
2 of them.
It's the non-attractive Asian chick.
True, but all this virtue signaling with the race is like, here's the thing. When you watch a movie, it's supposed to feel natural. This uber diversity Star Wars movie is kind of weird. I'm like, it's cool. I don't care if you have black pilots, Asian pilots, Hispanic pilots. I never cared. Like, all the old Star Wars movies had that shit. For as much as everyone wants to say, oh, Star Wars is always white. Maybe there was only one black dude in the first Star Wars movie, but Lando was awesome in Empire, and he's as good as the other characters, and he's just as respected. And there's really only 4 or 5 main characters, so when one of them's black, that's 20%.
And he drinks Colt 45.
I'm just saying, but there's that. And then in Return of the Jedi, you had colors, aliens, and people of every color as these pilots. This one kind of was just like, huh? Like, it was like it's like this person, and then a black guy, and then an Asian, and this. It's like, we get it, guys. You're diverse in 2017.
Yeah.
No white. There were no, like, look at. Listeners, I'm not a white dude. I'm not offended by this. But there was no white guy in this movie portrayed positively. Luke was a dickhead, Kylo Ren's the bad guy, and General Hux is a piece of shit.
Plus all the jailers were white. You pointed that out to me.
I did say that every jailer was a white dude. So that's intentional.
True. That's really
like, if it was a mistake, like, they claim that the original Power Rangers, they didn't try to make the black guy black and the Asian girl yellow. They claim that was a mistake. Let's just say that's true, even if it's not. But let's say if that's true. This shit in Star Wars is very deliberate. It's all... Here's the thing. They want to tick all the boxes, and they want to go through the right path of a maze. It's like, we don't want to offend anybody on the internet. Check. We have to represent everybody. Check. We want this to perform well in Japan and China. Check. We want there to be a hero of every color for every kid to buy the action figure. Check. It's like, look, Dion and I, not white dudes. We had Luke Skywalker toys. We've had Han Solo toys. The color of the skin doesn't matter, but when it feels natural, Lando being black is inconsequential to the fucking story. It's just a space black dude that runs a fucking city. This movie, Splack dude. This shit, it's like so like, oh my god, people. Like, when the Marvel movies reboot, I bet you will see a black Cyclops.
It's gonna happen.
They're gonna make the X-Men more black. And they're going to be like, well, nobody really likes Cyclops, but I like Cyclops, and he's not a black guy. Don't change it.
Well, I also love, like, during the movie, whenever they're showing the ships and the people, like, the pilots, they always, like, went into, like, the black woman, the white woman, the black guy. And I was like, we get it. They're pilots. Yeah. We just show us, like, Poe, the Asian chick, and Finn. We're good. We understand there's a fleet of them. We get it.
Now, one thing I will complain is, why was the First Order so diverse? Because the Empire worked because it was like the Nazis. They were all white dudes, Aryan race type of shit. It was layered. Have the bad guys just all, like, be one thing. Like, have them be, like, this evil militant force that's even racist among themselves. The Empire wouldn't hire aliens. Like, that was interesting. But no, we can't have, because we can't offend. We have to have an Indian lady that's on the deck of the ship. It's like, okay, like, thank you. I'm sure the Indian demographic is going to go to see whatever her fucking name is, and they're going to be like, oh my god, she's like they tried with Iron Man 3 in the Chinese market. I'm sorry to go off on the tangent, but that's the kind of shit that bothers me about these movies. If it feels natural, it's fine. Like I said, Lando, no one gives a shit that he's black. He's entertaining. He's interesting. He's got, like, a dilemma. Do I betray my friends? Do I help my people? Cool. He's just a black dude with that problem. No one gave a shit. They never mentioned, oh, you old chocolate salty bastard. None of that shit was ever said in Star Wars. It was you crafty old smoothie and all this other shit. He was portrayed very positively. In no way was Lando ever belittled as a character. Or as a man. He was just Lando. Finn is a fucking joke. Like, he's still a stereotype. He's not strong. There's no masculinity in these movies. It's like every dude is talked down to, no matter what color skin you are. Rey has to best Luke. Finn has to be talked down to by Rose, and Laura Dern's bitch ass has to talk down to Poe Dameron. It's
and have purple hair.
It's like, we get it. You have infinite fucking wisdom and the hot shot, but it's like, no, these movies. I know they're trying to like appeal to women and men, but it's like you're kind of. It was like, well, it's been men for 40 years. It's not about like we got to make up for 40 years of male-dominated Star Wars. It's we got to make shit that would make sense. A female Jedi, completely fine. They had it before. It's not even revolutionary. But like, and in the female military leaders, that's how it's always been in Star Wars. I mean, there was General Dodonna and General Riken, but in this movie, it's like no male leaders, no this, no that. It's like, okay, fine, we get it. Dudes are evil. Dudes are the shit, or dudes are shit. Like. Well, if no dudes went and saw your movie, if no white dudes went and saw your movies would be flops. Because you're really targeting to appease a very small minority. It's like, only half-black guys from Ohio, over 6'2", this movie, that's our demographic. Well, it's like, you'll get, like, 7,000 people. Good job, guys. 7,000 people. We're not going to go see your movie 20 times to support your fucking bullshit.
Plot twist.
Well, I mean, like...
Is Lando Calrissian's child.
Can't be. He can't be because he's like a clone or some genetically altered thing, remember?
You can't prove it.
They say it in the last movie, Phil.
Right.
I know.
All right, I got two things. Number one, back to Luke. Can I get back to Luke?
Of course, that's where I was going next.
All right, 'cause was anybody else bothered by the fact that he tried to murder a teenager in his sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, no, to be fair, in the movie, he acknowledges that he hit for a second, and then by the time he realized he wasn't going to do it, Kylo Ren woke up and freaked out.
But still, why would Luke Skywalker even consider it?
Because it's not Luke Skywalker anymore. It's Rian Johnson is an idiot.
Oh, okay. And then the other thing I want to point out, back to the Power Rangers, you are correct. There's no way they could have done that intentionally, because if they were intentionally trying to do that, the Blue Ranger wouldn't have been the Blue Ranger. He'd have been the Rainbow Ranger. I'm done.
I'm glad you held on to that joke.
Oh my God.
Dude, I was wanting to get that one, but you were on fire, and I'm like, I'll pick my spot. But if you want, I'll repeat it again if it didn't land right.
Your jokes are funny 3/5 of the time. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
Okay, so we've talked about really all the main characters. Princess Leia is a shell. Luke is a shell. They tried to rectify Rey and make her more, vulnerable. Didn't work.
It looked like she was actually wearing makeup in this one. Like in the first one, she looked like plain Jane, whereas this one, it looked like they, hit her with a little bit of foundation and some blush.
I'm not opposed to beautiful women in movies. Believe me, Angelina Jolie can act sometimes, but that's not how she got her stars. Because she was exotic looking and hot back in the 90s, and that's why people cast her. She came into her own. Daisy Ridley fits a type. She's very plain, and like little kids can look up to her, and they're like, if they don't grow a set of boobs like, I don't know, Christina Hendricks or somebody, they're not going to get insecure. That's how they always cast these female action roles.
Daisy really should be in those like coming of age teenage movies. Like that should be her role for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Or she should have just kept playing that corpse from that TV show.
There you go. That she was a really good corpse. She was the best corpse I'd ever seen.
I really don't have anything else to say about these characters. They're not good. Snoke was a waste.
Yep.
No, 100%. 100% was a fucking waste. Everybody's all just like, oh, he's this, he's that. I get pulling in for him for he was the stormtrooper in the very first movie that bumped his head. That's where he got the cut from, and that's where he got the powers. That was my theory, and like I'm sticking to it.
I would have accepted that right out. I'd be like, that's perfect. I like it.
Yeah.
That was the biggest kick in the teeth to me.
What, Snoke?
Yeah, because that was the only character that I wanted to know anything about, and they didn't fucking tell us anything.
Yeah.
In my defense, I said the whole time, he's not anybody special. I kept saying that. It doesn't matter. He's not that important to the plot.
I know, but still,
Turns out he is.
No, I'm not knocking you guys. I'm saying to the audience, the people that spent hours on YouTube, the hours on Facebook, the fucking stupid Docking Bay 94 threads that I've seen about,
Jesus.
It's our daily Snoke guess. It's our daily Snoke guess. Who's, like, you fucking mooks. Like, I can't stand you people anymore. Stop trying to make this shit about you and just watch the fucking movie. Critique the shit out of it when it's fucking over. Talk about the news. But don't try to guess what the movie's going to be and then bitch when it's not how you thought it would be, because nothing is ever going to reach that expectation. That's, you guys get what I'm saying, though? Like,
yeah.
They built up this culture around these questions. J.J. Abrams is partially to blame. Like, he's the worst choice for Star Wars.
No. I think it was. Yeah, no. I agree with you. He's the one to blame because he's the one who started that whole mystery bullshit. Sort of just making a straight story and being like, all right, we're gonna make a really good movie. And he's like, no, we're gonna make we're gonna ask, we're gonna make a really good movie that has plot holes. You have to watch all 18 of them, and then you'll maybe get the whole thing. It's like, no, make a good fucking movie first. Make one good movie. Go from there.
Yeah, well, now we're here. We are dead in the middle of this trilogy, which really is an aimless trilogy. Like,
dead,
I know Dion,
is a good
you
usage
and I.
of the word.
What?
I said dead. That's perfect. You said dead in the middle. I said that's perfect for where we're at because right now it's dead. To me, Star Wars is dead. This is just fucking awful.
Yeah, I don't know if is this the worst Star Wars movie?
No, Force Awakens is definitely worse. That one was just blatantly bad. This one, at least, like, there were visual things that I liked, but just the holes in the Force Awakens are just way too egregious. This one, they're like, oh well, we'll try, even though it was a half-ass attempt, we'll try to plug some of this shit. The first, God, I just thinking about the Force Awakens pisses me off right now.
I would say this one's worse than the Force Awakens because yes, the holes in the Force Awakens were egregious, but in this one, we had 2 years of build up, and we got fuck all for it. Hey, we got Snoke, this big bad guy. Who is he? He's a let's speculate for 2 years. Fuck all. Hey, who's Rey's parents? Where'd she come from? What's so great about her? We're gonna find all about it 2 years later. We get fuck all. Then they send Luke out like a bitch.
Now, here's the most important question: how will Dustin defend himself for enjoying this movie and saying it's better than Empire Strikes Back?
My kids and I love
it. Of Empire Strikes Back.
See, that's when you gotta end the friendship.
Damn.
Like I'll tolerate him sucking a dude's dick. I'll tolerate him pissing on people. I'll tolerate a lot of dumb shit.
Putting his balls.
But when you can't back up a coherent argument outside of it makes my kids happy, then there's all respect is lost. So goodbye.
There are a lot of things that can make kids happy. You don't need fucking shitty Star Wars movies then.
Well, shit in their pants makes them happy because it's a relief. So whatever.
Paw Patrol?
Yeah, Dion knows. He's a father.
It smells like ham.
Yeah. That's all about what you feed that child, and you need to,
He's got a balanced diet, piece of shit.
He needs some milk.
Did you feed your kids? Did you feed your kid ham, or does it smell like ham?
Oh, the incident in question just smelled like old shitty ham. He just.
Okay. I was there. He was laughing or something, and then.
Yeah, he just. I was like, Jesus, kid.
No, but real quick, Dustin said if Luke Skywalker dies in this movie, he's done. So he's going to say, but he didn't die. He became one with the Force like Obi-Wan. I know we're going to get some bullshit excuse.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, Star Wars isn't as deep and philosophical as it used to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dustin's going to hear this, whenever we put it up and be like, yeah,
no, he's not. No, he has not listened to a single episode of the podcast. He's too busy doing something else. I don't care. It doesn't really bother me that my friends don't listen to this show. There are 8,000 and change of you people that enjoy this show each week, so thank you. I'm not really worried about 4 people here that I've known. It's like, well, okay, you're not into the show. No big deal. And then there are other people that care. I guess I think The Force Awakens is worse because it blindsided me. This one is still bad. All the prequels are better. Every prequel is better than this film.
Yeah.
I don't ever need to see this again. Every once in a while, I'm like, I kind of want to watch Episode 3. Or when it's on in Phil's car, I'm like, I like this part. Or I'll watch the lightsaber duel from Episode 1. That's kind of cool. This offers no... Outside of the one scene of Luke looking off into the sunset as he dies, like, that's it. There's nothing else to this movie.
A 5-second scene is what's kind of redeeming about it.
It's not even a redeeming quality. It's just a very nice scene. The music was spot on. I don't want to say it was perfect, but it's the best this movie could have done with Luke having to go. Like, I wonder what the mandate was to kill off Luke Skywalker.
Kathleen, you know he'll be back in the next one as a spirit.
Yeah, no. It was basically Kathleen Kennedy saying, "Shut the fuck up. We know you don't like Star Wars. Just shut the fuck up.
We gotta kill this motherfucker off."
Hey Jeff.
Yo.
You will have to watch it again. You have to do a drunk commentary.
Yeah, that's like a year and a half away. So.
Yeah.
Unless Nick gets a rip of it, and then we'll just get it over with now.
Oh, trust me. As soon as I will, I'll let you guys know, and we'll do it. We'll do it then and there, and be done with it.
Perfect.
Why you gotta be so mean?
It's out there. It's already on show.
What?
Yeah, well, don't worry, Dion. Our Patreon this week is excellent and entertaining. It's called Die Hard, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you guys want to say in closing about Episode 8, The Empire Strikes Back again?
Fucking bag of shit.
Yeah, it's a horrible movie. I mean, like, I kept laughing at all the bad parts, and oh man, it was just a terrible, terrible shit show. And this is a prime example of story. Like the easiest thing you can do as a filmmaker making movies is just make a coherent, good story. This was not it in any way, shape, or form. They had all the resources in the world to do so, and they didn't. They have all the money in the world to do so, and they didn't. It's like, come the fuck on, people.
And as you finish that comment, Yoda just randomly showed up and made lightning hit your car.
Yeah.
God damn it! Not again.
He's a fucking ghost arsonist.
Yoda, I love you.
And then he laughs about it. He goes around setting fires and laughs. He's a fucking turned into a psycho.
That was
Why
weird
didn't
as hell.
he? Why didn't he? Okay.
That was so weird.
Why did he go in the Snoke ship and then like fucking light it on fire or whatever? Why did he do that?
Guys, we're missing the symbolism and the deeper meaning and some other chicken shit bullshit that a fucking idiot on the internet's going to tell us.
Oh God,
you don't understand Star Wars.
That's one thing that's gonna really piss me off is the dumb fucking comments. People are like, oh, you missed the mark. You didn't know what's going on. Oh, it's a reboot. Oh, it's something new. All this bullshit. It's fucking not. And anybody who's below the age of, let's say 28, is gonna be like, oh, you know, this is great, it's awesome, you know, blah blah blah, childhood nostalgia. My parents love this. Fuck you. Just go fuck yourselves and eat a dick, please, because I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of this whole franchise. I don't want to see another lightsaber ever again. I really don't.
Well, the thing is, the entertainment has like changed really fast, and like we haven't changed. Like, it's not that I'm saying like everything needs to be catered to us, but like the five of us, we're still the same people we were 5 years ago when movies weren't so dumb. I feel like everyone just like buys into the hype, like Funko Pop vinyls and The Walking Dead and all these big things that are just hollow pieces of pop culture ephemera. Like, I get it. You want to get in on the fun stuff. Why didn't you get in on the fun stuff when it's always been fun and it just wasn't that popular? Like, to get into Star Wars in the 90s, it wasn't like Dion and I were carrying a cross, but we found it entertaining, we bought the toys, and we liked it, and we read the books and we were into it. Star Wars has been there since before all of you existed. It might not outlive some of us, because if this is the quality of entertainment, and it seems like people aren't liking this one as much, you know.
Well, no, because like before we did the podcast, my mom called me, and you know, I told her she asked me about the movie, and she's like, "Well, I remember, you know," I asked her, I was like, you know, I remember when you showed me the first one, you rented it from the video store down the street when I was a kid, and that's how I saw them. The VHS, as you youngins call it now, is VHS. We called it a videotape or tape or cassette, whatever. That's how we watched things back then. And that's how I watched it. That's how I experienced it. And it was awesome, and it was cool, and I knew about it, and I told some friends at school about it. They're like, "Oh, you fucking nerd!" I was like, "Why does nobody know about this? This is a great movie."
I took my land speeder to grade school, and people were like, "This is gay."
Dude, I have an RC like gas powered like land speeder at home somewhere. That I've never used. But like, yeah, I've collected toys over the years, and I stopped recently for reasons obvious. But no, I've loved it for forever, and now I fucking hate it because of all this bullshit.
Yep.
I think we asked the question in the last Star Wars commentary: what will get tiresome sooner, the MCU or Star Wars? I think we've clearly answered that question.
Yeah, I don't know though, man. When Disney shoves Wolverine, the Silver Surfer, and the Fantastic Four into Infinity War Part 2, all the nerds are going to lose their shit. Like, so
yeah,
they're like, well, we bought this just to milk Marvel movies. Like, I get it. It would be really funny if their investment failed. It's like, no one likes... Here's the thing, like, no one really likes the Fantastic Four. They tell you they like it because it doesn't exist anymore, and they act like it's important because it's the first Marvel comic officially. But I find maybe 1% of all comic book fans nowadays, like the ones that are buying the dumb shit, They don't like the Fantastic Four, and they don't give a shit. They like their Deadpool because he's funny, and they like Spider-Gwen because she's cute looking, but Spider-Gwen's a fucking dumb character. they think Miles Morales and Peter Parker are the fucking, oh, it's all Spider-Man to me. No, motherfucker, you don't know the fucking difference. You're the problem. Don't act like, oh, you're being too picky. It's two separate things. Like, how do you not know? You don't know because you're not a fan of this shit. Like, anyone with an attention span can get into something. But these people are just into it because it's the cool hip thing.
Oh, yeah.
Everything passes. Everything passes. Nothing has been a mainstay. Isn't football down this season? Like, aren't less people watching football this year?
It's been down the last 2 years.
The viewership's
But I'm saying, like, football viewership is
consistently.
Yeah, but football viewership's going down. There was a time where, everything was about sports in this country. And now, Star Wars was the biggest thing in the 70s and early 80s. It died quick because you had other good entertainment. Everything's kind of shitty nowadays. Like, all those trailers were garbage with the exception of Infinity War. And, I don't know, we're going through a dark place. So, do you guys have anything else you want to say before we close this out? We're about at an hour. This is a good spot. I'll put out more videos during the week if people need them.
I'm pretty sure all the nerds who just came themselves and those going to come themselves in their pants this weekend. That's going to hold this movie together right now.
The glue is built on nerd jizz, not a strong story and foundation.
Exactly.
Written by somebody with a vision.
And there's a lot of that nerd jizz because they're probably all virgins. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you want to answer some questions? We do have a few.
How many?
Ron Nay sent me 3, and then there was a couple on the live thing.
Well, just read 3 questions. So pick them from 3 separate people.
Let's see. Ron says, with all the money that Disney has, can't they afford some people who can write a better script than this? Shit, I have a better storyline than the shit I heard about.
They don't want it.
You answered your own question there, Ron. You done messed up because Disney can hire anybody. They just don't want it. Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy have a vision for Star Wars, and everyone thinks it's so great, but it won't hold up. This movie wasn't like a misunderstood gem. It was so.
They want writers that toe the line, and that's who they're going to hire. Motherfuckers who will do what they tell them.
Yep.
And you've even got Mark Hamill coming out saying George Lucas had a better vision for these movies, and they didn't follow it at all. He's talking about how he doesn't like how it's going.
Oh, it's going to be.
They don't give a shit what anybody else says.
This time next year, he's going to be complaining about this one too. I guarantee it.
Yeah, whenever his contract's up, that he can say whatever he wants again.
Yep.
You know what? I think his greatest legacy will be the Joker in the long run.
Yeah,
they never ruined the Joker. Even the Jared Leto's a separate Joker. We're not talking about him, but Mark Hamill's portrayal of the Joker has never been bad. Yeah, maybe the Killing Joke wasn't the best animated feature. Mark Hamill's the best part.
Yep.
Yeah, Luke Skywalker jump-started his career, and Joker defined it.
Yeah, well, that is a good fucking phrase. I like that.
We got another one on the Twitter from Andradal at the _Andradal. He's got several questions, but a lot of it we've addressed, except this one right here I think is pretty good. Did they break the entire canon of the Force?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Luke mentions the lines that Obi-Wan says in the first movie about it. It's a force that surrounds us, penetrates us, binds us, whatever. But they bend the rules of the Force just for the narrative of this film. It's like, my saying is, hey, if it's in the first movie, you have to follow that, and then you can go build from that, but you can't change it. They change it.
That's good storytelling, fucking Disney. You create a world, you create a universe, you make rules, you stick to those fucking rules. You don't just randomly have characters go outside of them just because you want them to be, they're the cool one. And that's the problem with these movies. They went outside the fucking rule base, and it pisses me off.
Anybody else have an issue with them using long distance force?
Yes. Because that was clearly
that was
a stupid plot device to keep from having to tell a story.
Yeah, I mean, like, Luke and Leia could feel the Force between them every now and again, but it was never just like, hey,
they were in the same vicinity, dude.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, and it was just
and
like,
they're twins.
Yeah, and they were never like, hey, sis, what you doing? Nothing, bro. I'm shitting. It's never that. Never that happened. Yeah, it's like, would you like to accept this call from Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
No, motherfucker.
You're receiving a Force call from Luke Skywalker. Do you accept the charges?
Fuck no.
No, it's gonna cost me 3 midichlorians. Goddammit.
How many
Han's fucking me from behind right now. I don't want to talk to Luke. That'll be awkward. We're making baby Ben.
I like that they haven't mentioned midi-chlorians in any of these movies.
They stopped mentioning them in episode 1.
Yeah.
That was the last one it's ever mentioned in.
When they realized that was a terrible fucking idea.
Palpatine talks about it in episode 3.
Oh, well. I'm probably
He talks about it in the opera scene.
Oh.
Yeah, because
yeah.
Use the Force and influence.
Yeah, because he talks about Darth Plagueis or some fucking thing, or how powerful. Yeah, fuck him.
Darth Vegas. Darth Vegas.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Darth
I
Vegas.
can go to Darth Vegas. Viva Darth Vegas. Kendo, what's that final question?
It was from Eric Warden. It just said, "Did Jeff almost kick someone's ass?" And I don't know if Jeff would have almost got to the point where he's going to kick this guy's ass. He backed down pretty quick. All I know is that guy had like 5 people with him. They were all fucking dweeby looking, and Jeff had at least 2 other people with him that could probably throw some punches.
Yeah, and by the way, the way you phrase it, I wasn't the one that backed down at all. So
No,
that's what I meant. The other guy kind of like stopped.
He shut up really quickly.
Yeah.
You said fucking do something, and the dude literally did nothing.
Yeah, and
that
then
was at the beginning of the movie.
No, that was somebody else.
The end.
Because you must have missed somebody.
You must have missed the end part.
No, I heard you. It was when I got up and I moved over to like stretch out because my legs were cramped as all fuck.
Yeah. The theater. I don't think the theater was fully sold out.
I don't know, but it felt packed in there. Like I could just feel all the people crushed in there. I'm like, dude, slave ships had better accommodations than this.
According to the website, every seat was spoken for.
Well, they weren't all there, so Disney still got their blood money.
Seats were
the
uncomfortable.
2 people next to me got up and left.
Yeah, they knew what kind of show they were getting into. They were like, the world-class bullshitters. Can't stand those guys. No, but if anyone wants to know more about the thing with the guy, I'll literally explain it for you, so you don't have to ask me in the comments, because I'm just not going to read those comments. At the end of the movie, I started bitching about the animal rights scene, and the guy behind me goes, "Oh, I like animal rights. I don't know what's wrong with him. Fucking, I love PETA." I look over him dead in the eye, go, "You want to say something to me, or are you going to be a passive-aggressive bitch?" Along those lines. And then he goes, and he doesn't say anything. He goes, I'm like, yeah, you're done. And then he said, like, why can't you let people enjoy the movie? I'm like, it's the credits. So I literally read a random name off the credits. I said, how did they help you enjoy the film?
I heard that part because I started laughing.
He goes, whatever. And I was just like, I'm fucking done. So then we went into talking about the movie, and he was going to try to say some dumb shit. And I was just like, I'm ready to blow this queef out the water. So, dude, I know you don't listen to this show, but if you ever stumble upon this channel, I'm the dude that told your ass off the night of The Last Jedi. Go fuck yourself. Bitch. Yeah, I'll never see you in fucking person. We live in the same city. Say something to me at fucking McDonald's or something. You won't.
he probably works there.
Yeah, like, I'm a foot taller than you. What are you going to do? Stab me? Well, then you're going to jail, motherfucker. I got stabbed over Star Wars. We better have $1 million in Patreon money or something if that happens. I fucking bled for this channel.
I will say, like, hanging out, like, the 4 of us that went, it's just really weird for me. It's an unusual paradigm because I was the smallest person in the group, and I'm not that small of a person. Yeah. Although, that's why I was glad Loudy showed up to dinner because I'm like, hey, look, I'm taller than Loudy. I'm 6 feet tall, and I'm the smallest person.
Hey, Oggs is taller than Loudy, right? Come on.
I don't know, man. Oggs is a fidget.
I don't know how much of it caught because I haven't watched it back yet, but we were live on the fan page after the movie was over, so I was recording that whole thing. I don't know if it caught it over the music or not, but you can try and check that out.
Because I just want to play it back and laugh. I entertained myself. So I'm going to say this in closing because it's fucking 2:15 in the morning and I have to be up to edit this shit, and I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to make sure you people get your reviews early as possible. 2 years ago, we recorded our commentary, roughly 2 years ago, for The Force Awakens, and that's what really helped grow the channel. I know Kendo found us through that, Brian Lape, and a lot of people found us because we were one of the few people that was out there saying, like, hey, The Force Awakens is not that good, and we gave valid criticisms. It's not like we said, oh, I don't like her because she's a woman. No, I don't dislike her because she's a woman. I hate her because everything's handed to her at the service of every character that we spent 30-plus years enjoying. So those are the criticisms, and thousands of you have found this channel. So I just want to thank you guys for still watching all the Star Wars content. It's not going to slow down. I mean, whatever's news and entertainment will always be there to cover it. And if the stupid phrase from The Daily Show didn't exist, when news breaks, we fix it, I would have stole that shit, but it was too good from there. But my point is, guys, it's kind of cool to come full circle with World Class Bullshitters and the Star Wars review, so hopefully the channel grows, exponentially more by the time Episode 9 comes out. Hell, fuck, we got the Han Solo movie in what, 5 months, 6 months?
Oh god.
Yeah, so we're not going soft on you guys anytime soon. We're ready for this garbage dump of a Han Solo movie, and we will be there. I wanted to take my notebook for tonight for the similarities between Empire and Jedi, but they were there. I'll do a separate video maybe. If this video gets like 10,000 views, I'll do one of those videos. So, you guys have anything else you want to say before we go to bed?
No, sir. You guys, the real
spoilers. The spoilers were true. They were all true.
We were right, motherfuckers.
They were all true. I swear to God.
Yeah, the funny part is I've read probably about 50 to 60 comments saying, I'm sorry I doubted you guys. I'm like, why would I? Here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm this big news source. I'm not a news channel. None of us are. But the one thing I've always tried to do is like make you be credible enough that you guys trust us. I wouldn't stake bullshit. I wouldn't stake this whole channel on some bullshit rumors that might be true. I don't ever make those videos. I always back up the thing. So like, it's cool that you were skeptical. I understand that because this movie sounded dumb and it was that dumb. But like, in the future, know that I'm not going to put sensationalist bullshit up on this channel just to get some views. Like, that seemed credible and it turned out it was real. So we got lucky there. But in the future, have a little faith in us, guys.
Yeah.
We always come through. So this is it. This was our Star Wars Episode 8, The Empire Strikes Back Again review. I'm going to give it, what would I give The Force Awakens? Do you on a 3?
Yeah.
I'll give this one a 4. Or, no, 3.5. Not even as good as a 4. It's not even Bret Hart caliber. It's barely better than the last one, but it's still a bad movie. And there's so many. We didn't even get into, like, Benicio del Toro's character being inconsequential. Like, that twist of him.
Oh, you mean the transition?
Yeah. That's the story of Disney Star Wars. Shit just happens to try to trick stupid people.